Yo! What's up, everyone? Get my headset on. Hello. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing good. Hello to everyone on the Gun stream, on the YouTube chat, Autistic Austrian, Jeremy Carroll, Richard Murdoch, Menthol Gold, hopefully you're here. Hopefully got everyone here. Dan Ratman. Here we go. We have the winners. Weekly Film Club is back again. Discord's open. Call in if you want to talk about the movies. I'm in there right now if you want to talk. I'll post a link to that over in the fucking shit stream, gun stream. Shitcord. Hey, listen. If you don't want to use Spixcord, that's what the call-in number's for. Get a Google Voice burner or just another burner phone number account. I don't care what kind you use. There's plenty of them out there. You know, free ones too. Dial the number and call in. I'll pick up. That's a fact. Okay? It's gonna be autistic as shit. I can only do one at a time, but I can do call-ins through that. All right. Gilgamesh asks, has anyone here even had sex? No. Never caught you live. Yeah, I'm going to do this every Monday. I think this official schedule is Monday at 10. Monday at 10 p.m. I'm going to go for about an hour. I'm going to claim Mondays. Sunday I stream the movie on the Gun stream, and Monday discuss the movie. And that's how it's going to get set up from now on. In this case, movies. Google. Listen, I know you guys don't like Google, and that's fine. There's, like I said, plenty of burner voice numbers. Okay? Brian Dunn. I'm not talking to Brian Dunn. Who's best to who? Bunch of shit posts. Alright. We got this going. So, this week we had on deck, we had Drive and Joker. Two movies that I would consider... I don't want to call them Reddit core, because I don't think they're full on Reddit core. Let me see my mic levels. Jeremy, long time. My mic's okay? Maybe I need to move it a little bit closer. I'm sure it's fine, but I just want to make sure my voice is coming through loud and clear. I probably should get a more intelligent mic setup, but I don't know how microphones work, actually. So I'm a bit of a retard when it comes to getting good quality stuff for them and what I need. Anyways, Joker and Drive. What's wrong with Brian Dunn? Respect the time slot. Listen, Ralph has every fucking day of the week. If he wants to stream... I can't do any other time besides Mondays at 10 p.m., okay? Ralph has every other day of the week. I'm taking Mondays, okay? I'm taking it. Fuck you. Yeah, Cuck Chan Core might be a good way to put them for these movies. And the thing is, so these movies won... Fuck, that was loud. What's up? Well, we'll have to do it on a case-by-case basis, but whatever the case, I'm moving on. So we're moving on to the movie. What the fuck are you normally doing 10 p.m. weekdays? You disrespect me. Yeah, no, we're doing both, Joker and Drive. I'm just going to do a double feature. No, I want to say off right at the bat that these are the ones, for everyone who doesn't know what's going on, the reason we're discussing these movies this week is... Joker and Drive. Joker won Film of the Year from the TV Awards, and Drive won Film of the Decade And I mean, the reasons why are pretty obvious. Like, I don't think popularity-wise, nothing else was as popular on TV as Joker this year. And Drive has been like a defining film for all of image board culture since it came out. The plane scene, it won shitpost of the decade, but that's not the whole movie, you know. No, it's just one scene in a movie. There's an entire other movie besides the plane scene. It's called The Dark Knight Rises. Maybe if we did short... Maybe... Fuck the Ralph Gollywog stream. Fuck the gun stream. Fuck his Pro G Street Shitting Life 2. Just YouTube really... Blah, 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 blah. You just reading the YouTube chat quick. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. So the problem with Drive and Joker, and I enjoy both movies. I actually think both movies are good movies. Maybe that makes me Reddit. Is that they became too popular. It's a prime case of a movie. Well, that's Reddit. That's a Reddit argument. Okay, good and bad are not objective qualities, but whatever the case, the real problem is, okay. So you got Drive and Joker, and they're very, I don't know. I want to call them like they're very referenced films, and because they're so popular, they do get the stigma of being bad. Simply because they're posted so much, and if something is overly popular, then that usually means it's not good, because that means an average person likes it. And in that case, I can kind of understand it, and we'll see what the long-term memory of Joker is, because Joker is very fresh. But Drive, I can watch that back, and besides the Refn and Mimo, his movies are about nothing. A lot of shit does happen in Drive. I think it's a very quality film. You can't hear him? Well, he's really loud on mine. Maybe I just have my mic set up. Oh, I know what the problem is. I have the desktop audio muted. That might have done it. Whoops.
That's gonna be a problem. I missed all my hot takes. Well, goddammit, I don't even have the energy to repeat them. It's okay. Oh yeah, the one hot take that I do need to repeat is that the Joker was simply the only reason Joker is known as a pretty good movie now is because it's compared to the rest of Cape shit. Because
I would disagree with that, but that's fair to have that opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of movies about crazy people, and it's been done like a lot better, like not attached to any kind of Batman lore or anything like that. And even if we take out, I mean, I am kind of stupidly annoyed by the whole inclusion of even the Wayne name, which just kind of feels like ruins it all. But I can see that's just my autism. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it could have been. I mean, how long was it? It was like
it's only 2 hours, right? It's about 2 hours long. See, the thing with Joker is that I think the thing with Joker is that I don't think the story is anything special, but what takes it above and beyond is the performance, the visuals, and the soundtrack. I think that it's got a very good edit. It's very well edited. It's very well directed, and it's very well performed. And the whole visual, and the thing is that film is a visual medium, and I think the combination of audio, soundtrack, performance, visuals all work together really, really well. More so than this, it's a shitty old man with a good face of makeup on. Is what I described it on before. Because it's an actor. Yeah. I mean, like the performance is great. Like we can't deny that. Like that's what. Yeah. But the thing is that to me is what movies are all about. Like it's not about so much like the plot point story, so much as like the actual like experiential feeling of it. Like when you're watching the movie, how does it feel to watch the movie? That's why a movie can have a great story, but if it's shot like shit and it feels like shit watching it, then it means nothing.
I would have liked the editing maybe a little less polished feeling. I don't know. Yeah. Would have been nice to even just make it feel slightly less incredibly professional.
I feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I got that phone call coming in. Hello, you're on the line.
Hello.
What's up?
Yeah, I wanted to talk about Joker and the flaws with it.
Sure.
As far as I can tell, is that it spends way too much time trying to like set up his mental illness and like basically force it into the category of like psychological realism, where it's like the Joker can't just be this mythic, chaotic figure. He has to be like funneled through this channel of clinical psychology, and he's just reduced to like this stereotype of the like crazy, loner mass shooter, like Matt. Like that's like the mainstream media archetype.
Hmm.
And I mean, isn't that boring? That's like not why people think the Joker's cool. The people think the Joker's cool because he's like crazy in a way that's like beyond what we're kind of accommodated to in terms of like crackhead street bums, right?
I think what's interesting, and I agree in some sense, but I think I think the movie does well with this actually is that he is confined a lot to like the mental institutions. He goes to psychologists, he takes his medication, and that's part of it. But he's still crazy despite this, and he still goes on a rampage despite all the efforts of modern society to attempt to control him.
Right, but that's like his progressive the progressive dissolution of his psyche is affected by him like uncovering these traumatizing aspects of his past, which is like exactly the fucking typical. That's like it's like Freudianism, It's like, the Joker's not really a bad guy. He's just the victim of a tragic history, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like that's so boring.
I like sugar and I like tea.
That's not the Joker. That's not the Joker. That's like the sappy like liberal narrative of the criminal, the general criminal. Like that's how they think about like all crime.
I mean, that's
the Joker is so much more than that in pop culture, at least.
It's an interesting take on it. I suppose I don't know what you thought about it that way with the movie. I think it's just, I think the movie's approach to it works well enough, and I think that the performance especially kind of carries it to the point where I still enjoy it despite what you're saying. I think I might actually agree with what you're saying. Actually, that I think it would have worked better as a movie if it wasn't so like heavy-handed with like he has a psychological condition and stuff. But it could also be, maybe it's just me interpreting here, but it could also mean to be that yes, there's an attempt to make him seem like a psychological condition, but reality is that sure all these traumatic events happened to him and stuff. And I guess that's kind of what The Killing Joke was too, where it was just he was a guy who had one bad day and stuff, and that can turn anyone into a monster. Yeah. But I think maybe just to me, when I feel like it was when I watched, especially with the whole, like. Maybe what they were trying to go for is that he is something beyond just like normal psychosis, but people keep trying to tell him that he is just psychotic, but there's more to it than that. And it's only when he doesn't. And let me finish. My main point here is that it's only when he doesn't embrace and he doesn't agree, and he rejects the notions that he's just a psychotic person, that he is actually able to achieve a level of success in his own personal life.
I mean, I think what you said about how like everyone like it's like all these like services are kind of bearing down upon him, funneling him through like the mental health like you're a crazy person track of psychiatrist after psychiatrist, interview after therapy interview after therapy interview, and I mean. That's an interesting idea. I wish the movie would have like keyed more into that instead of like running around in circles trying to tie it into Batman. I didn't think that was necessary at all. Mm-hmm. Like all the shit with like Thomas Wayne was just like.
The thing with Thomas Wayne is I was talking about this when we were watching the movie last night. Is that the character of Thomas Wayne is important for like the narrative of the movie to work, but. Zach Fag was saying actually that he doesn't even need to be Thomas Wayne per se. He could just be a rich man that could do it. And and arguably, there's some benefit to having it be Thomas Wayne, who by kind of like making it seem, giving like an extra edge to this character, who we previously have established as normally just a normal good person, is actually this corrupt rich person, I guess. But
Right.
I think that you are right. I think going in more into that would have been better. But like I already said, I think the strength of the movie isn't the script and the story of like what plot by plot happens. It's the performance and the visuals and the music. That's why That's why I think the movie is great. More so than I don't think the script is anything spectacular. I think it's just an average script, but it's just how it's executed, and that's to me what makes film. That's what makes the film good, but the story not so good.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my main beef with it is that the script held back their performance. You know?
I could agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't.
Go
ahead.
What were you gonna say?
No, you go right ahead.
And besides that, I just thought that like, in terms of like the thin barrier that exists between homage and just straight up like copying, I felt like it was more on the copying side of that divide as far as its relation to like Taxi Driver.
Taxi Driver.
It's almost like ripping off whole like scenes wholesale with like different camera angles and lighting, where he's like waving the gun around his
lighting
his enclosed apartment.
I've actually recently just watched Taxi Driver, and lighting-wise, I wouldn't agree with that, but camera work-wise, you are right, where there's a lot of scenes that are directly ripped from Taxi Driver, and King of Comedy especially. But I'm sure you know this, but this is originally a Martin Scorsese-produced picture. Like, this was originally supposed to be, like, Martin Scorsese's take on Joker, before he had to abandon the project to work on Irishman. So probably a lot of that is leftover from that. So that there is a reason for that, and it was because literally this is what like Scorsese was helming the project until he had to leave it to work on Irishman. So
yeah, because throughout some of it, I'm like, like it's like the direct like I didn't know it was Scorsese, so I'm just like, man, this guy just like
Todd Phillips who did fucking
straight up fuck Taxi Driver.
Yeah, no, this is
like
yep, that's. No, this was like literally everything that you think is a reference to Scorsese films. It is directly a reference to it. It's not even like pretending not to be. Yeah, but that's just how it goes. But yeah, dude, we've had you on the line for a while. You got any closing arguments about Joker before I let you go?
No, I pretty much said what I had to say.
All right, man. Well, I gotta say before I let you go, I actually didn't agree that this was the film of the year. TV voted it, I didn't. But the real film of the year that you should go watch, The Lighthouse. That's the film of the year.
Yeah.
That's the shit, dude. I can't there's no, Joker has the caveat that the script sucks. The Lighthouse is just based. Great fucking movie.
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
Alright, you should watch it, dude. I'll talk to you later, man. You have a good night.
Alright, see ya.
Peace. I'd like to apologize really quick to Carl Benjamin. He was in the Discord, and I had to mute him because he started playing music when I was having a conversation with that gentleman there. But that's just how it goes. Alright, we talked a lot about Joker there for a while. Hopefully everyone enjoyed that. Lighthouse is overrated, says Out of Place Car. Wrong. You're a retard. Lighthouse is pure homo. You don't get it. You didn't get the movie. If you thought it was homosexual, you didn't get the movie.
I voted Lighthouse for Kino of the Decade, to be honest, but yeah.
It's not about homosexuality. There's stuff that's in it that's gay, but that's not the point. Okay, you're missing it.
Bonding that's gay. I mean,
well, I think he's talking about the scene where he eats the Willem Dafoe's cum. That's pretty gay, but it's meant to be a gross out moment. You're not supposed to enjoy that like that. No, that's real. That guy he was just walked in on him jacking off in the lighthouse.
To be fair, I still need to watch that movie for a second time, but yeah. Also, it kind of occurred to me that while we're talking about Joker and Drive, they share one very, very defining feature, and that's that the scripts kind of suck.
I don't know if the script in Drive is that bad. I think it's serviceable enough.
It's serviceable, but it's just simple. It sort of does its job. It's more like set apart by the Goose doing his thing, like the great camera work, shots.
Well, yeah, that's because I would say, I mean, like, to me, like, the difference is that Joker script, I think, has problems, and I don't think Drive's script has problems, per se. I think it's just a very simple, clean movie. It's kind of like the first John Wick, and I think it's a very simple script. I don't think it has a lot going on like complex wise. I mean, there's a couple of like background things in it too, but you know, like I don't think there's any like things that I would like change about Drive's script. You know, I'm not sure what I would change except that you know, make it. I guess I would have to make him a little bit more autistic because I think the one thing that the driver is literally me. I think we all can agree with that, but I think he's not literally me enough. You know, he needs to be a little bit more literally me. I think if he talked less, was a little bit more autistic, that'd be truly, literally me.
He could have used a bit more personality, but this is sort of a Refn thing. I mean, you've seen Valhalla Rising, right?
No, I
He
haven't.
loves the strong, silent type. It's really his shtick.
Vang Badger says, "Show the gun. Jesus loves you, Gahul." I think that's very nice. Thank you.
Is the night for gun showings, or not on YouTube? Only the gun stream get to see the gun.
I'm not ever showing my gun on stream again.
We'll see, man. Good drunk stream. People spamming it enough in chat. Sorry. No. Yeah. Joker and Drive. It's almost like the decade is just like people have forgotten to write a really good script. And maybe The Lighthouse is a little bit of it. The Lighthouse is also just largely reliant on amazing acting, isn't it?
Amazing acting. I think this kind of. Testimois was a good movie. You should check it out. Interesting. Fuck Priscilla. Priscilla sucks. I hate Priscilla. I don't want to talk to Priscilla. Like I said, guys, if you're in the chat, Owen John says, "Why do you dislike ASMR?" That girl is not female me. Stop talking about her. Stop posting about her.
Oh, her. She's cute. I mean, goddamn. I don't know why Zach's trying to take you down with that. That's if you're gonna have a cute female version, might as well be her, right?
Right.
No, I'm gonna bow out in a couple minutes too. It's really fucking late here.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean,
Can you any standout scripts? Well, I mean, we have to talk about standout scripts. The standout script of the decade was The Dark Knight Rises with that plane scene. I think that's some of the best dialogue of the entire decade. No, I thought it's a problem with like most of the great movies that came. I mean, my favorite movies are ones that are great visually and you know, what's it called? And the thing is also that movies, while yeah, there's been no great movies, there's also hasn't been as many bad scripts either, like truly bad scripts. Like I hate cape shit as much as I can, but the reality is that cape shit scripts are like they're trash, but they're not like, you know, where it pisses people off trash to the point where, I mean, it pisses me off, but like it doesn't piss normies off like old cape shit movies or old action movies where the scripts would be so fucking obnoxious and really terrible and full of plot holes. Scripts have become more homogenized and normalized over the decade to the point where it's all kind of like reach a median of mediocrity.
But there are also scripts that have been like rewritten like 5 fucking times because these comic books keep, you know, cycling in and out, and they just can pick whatever pieces they want from every iteration, just throw it together, make it sort of make sense. And they're all written by committees, so they're not going to have huge plot holes because they're going to be 20 fucking people reading through them. And like somebody's gonna notice like the giant plot holes, which, well, to be fair, they did seem to pass in a lot with the Force. No, not the Force Awakens. Was the last one? The Last Jedi.
Yeah, I mean that movie sucked.
Yeah, but also, yeah, how the hell do you fuck it up so badly with so many people looking through it? That maybe
It's
that
because it wasn't a lot of people. They just gave it to Rian Johnson. He like wrote that script by himself. It was just.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the one that JJ afterwards.
Oh, Force Awakens. Oh, Last Jedi. Well, probably because half of it was like it was rewritten like 10 times. Like it was like they were reshooting it like a month before they released the film. Like it was a complete production disaster. They had no idea how to. It's because they had to like fix what Ryan did in Last Jedi, kind of. But then also they had to like get action scenes in, and they couldn't reshoot Carrie Fisher's scenes to fit more with the story. Like they had a set way she was gonna die, and it just didn't make sense. It was retarded.
Apparently I'm muted again, but it's okay. I'm almost gone anyway.
How the fuck you got 100 niggas in the Discord and 10 motherfuckers watching this shit? Well, my friend, it's late. I am not popular. So there's your answer. Also, there's 20 people over on the Gun stream, but they only count as one viewer.
What?
Yeah, they only count. Yeah, I'm serious. I posted the channel and there's 21 connected users in the gun stream, but only like what is it? Like one of them counts as an active viewer. I think it's weird.
Like in some cases, if people idle, sometimes the video doesn't autoplay on certain browsers and shit.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, that's really weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
You have to look into that because I've seen it actually work where you'll switch it over and right away you'll see the stream go up by 20.
You know, this decade in film was difficult because I think there were some decent films on the list of movies I nominated, and there was decent movies, but most of the good movies I think that came out in this decade actually came out last decade, like in like 2009 and 2008. Like There Will Be Blood and No Country for Old Men. I think of those as like 2010 movies, but they're not. They're like 2008 or 2009.
Yeah, it's just that sometimes you see these movies like a couple of years later, so it feels
Exactly. Like I watched them in the 2010s, but they did not come out in the 2010s.
I only watched No Country for Old Men like 2 years ago, maybe, or something.
We've got a bunch of Sargon in the Gump chat. So the Gump can't get his numbers. Be patient. Gahul is a normal fag. Gahul is IRL Kino. The Gunt always wins, he says. So I guess that's the reality, is that the Gunt always wins. You heard it here first, folks.
And there's no stopping the Gunt. There's only more coming.
All right. Well, we've talked about Joker quite a bit. I guess with Drive's a tough one for me because I when we watched it last night, I actually quite enjoyed it quite a bit. Like I was getting into it. I was getting back into the character, the story, and the setting, whatever. And I like the visuals, obviously, and everything you know. But
the visuals are amazing with all Refn movies, for that matter.
The visuals and the soundtrack, especially, and like the audio and editing design. Like it's little things like that you take for granted, and then you watch a normal like shitty movie and just like, this sucks, you know, man. Like I watched Jojo Rabbit, and my dad I don't love Joker, but Joker is 1,000 times better than that shit heap of a movie, Jojo Rabbit.
I did not watch that one yet. It just seemed like such horrible propaganda.
I mean, to begin with, the script was terrible to begin with, but then also like the music, the performances was like a child who was just okay and a teenager who was also just okay. But like that movie didn't have like a great visual design and a great audio and soundtrack design to prop itself up to save it from its mediocre script. Whereas you know actually what movie did have a great script this decade? Uncut Gems. Now that's a movie.
Yeah, that one I still got to watch as well. Got to download it already, but we didn't get through it.
I downloaded it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it soon though. That seems like an interesting one. Like that, it doesn't get carried by Adam Sandler's performance mainly, or
I would say it probably does, and it also is a movie that gets carried by its performance and its visuals. But I think the script is interesting enough, and it's edited. I think the editing especially is really good and really exciting. It's like really well paced. I still think Good Time is a better movie. Did you guys watch Good Time at all yet?
Nope.
Maybe we'll watch that. That's Robert Pattinson by the same directors. That's a very good movie.
Oh, really? What, the Taika Waititi guy, or
Taika Waititi? What are you talking about?
that's the guy who did Jojo Rabbit, right?
But not Uncut Gems.
Okay. Oh yeah. No, it's too late, man. I gotta get the fuck to sleep. And you just got another caller, so you're not on your own anymore. So, you have a good night, my man.
Night, bro.
I'll talk to you soon.
Night, bro.
Later.
What's up, Veritech? How's it going? Just gonna echo, or you gonna talk? Oh, you left. I'm all by myself, boys. The call-in number is active. The phone lines are active. While we're here, while we're waiting, just want to let everyone know in both chats that there is... ooh, I fucked up my finger. Look at that. Let me get a good close-up on this. Make sure everyone can see it. Yeah, let's get a good close-up on that. Look at how fucked up my finger is. Look at that. Got a little cut there. It's pretty fucked up, right? It's pretty fucked up. You watch Noah? You watched the Flops and Flick and thought it was gonna be good? Problem? Dummy? Show Gunt, 3D printed Gunt. I give him a year before he has a George Costanza haircut. A year, probably. Call it 3 months. Evening Fellers from Priscilla. Is this Yakuza? Is that Yakuza in the Discord? Good to see you, brother. Anyways, I want to go back to talking. I just want to talk really quick about the, what the fuck? Rebecca Flowers, Scott Pilgrim sucks. I think Scott Pilgrim sucks. But yeah, anyone who's in the YouTube or the Gun stream, post this week's film nomination list is not Bad Boys, Prison. So if you have a movie that's about prison, please post a nomination for it, and I'll draw it later on the stream if you got any ideas. Yeah, Veritech, your mic didn't work. I just heard my voice being echoed back. Honestly, because people from my church invited and art paid for my ticket, so I felt obligated to go. That's a fair reason, Cornelio Zello. Well, going with your church friends, that's a good reason to go to a movie. Con motherfucking Air. Con Air? I like Con Air. It's a good movie. The Longest Yard with Burt Reynolds. I gotta say though, my friend Owen Johns, I would normally go for Con Air, but I can't. I can't in good consciousness go for Con Air because we already did it as a movie last year for Con Men. I have heard the rumors about the what's it called? The Scott Pilgrim sequel that's been coming out. I highly doubt that will happen, mostly because of the failure, the box office failure of the first one was pretty dramatic, and I doubt they're going to make another one. Not because I don't think there's a demand for it. I think there is, but I do also believe that there is no way in hell it's going to actually happen. Just checking in over here at the looking over at the Iowa caucus results as well. 90% of women in Hollywood who didn't have connections probably sucked cock to the top. Weinstein was a national hero. All women in Hollywood know how to do is suck they cock, ride Weinstein, call Harvey, charge they phone, eat hot chip flavored popcorn, and lie. Autistic Austrian says, show Gunt. Not a chance, buddy. Channel 5, I see you're over in the, what's it called, chat? Hello, Channel 5, we're at the Gun stream. Death Warrant has been nominated. Isn't the Scott Pilgrim do like 40? Channel 5, if you want to call in, you can, but there's no pressure. I'm not going to pressure you, my friend. Oh, I got to unmute you, dude. Hey, Carl Benjamin, what's going on? Sorry I had you muted, but you were playing music during this one's call-in earlier. Are you gonna actually talk, or are you just gonna? I will leave you at low mute volume for when you decide to come out. My boyfriend won't let me hang out alone at my. Oh, I'll pull this up in the general. My boyfriend will let me hang out alone at my ex-boyfriend's apartment or use Tinder to make friends. I don't know how much more of this toxic relationship I can take. Really makes you think. Scott Pilgrim, Ruin of Whole Generation Women's Song. Good shit. Man. Well, I'm running out of shit to say about this movie. Ready Player One was basically Scott Pilgrim 2. Rub on Weinstein's Ken doll crotch. Ready Player One wasn't. Life from Yourself Wayne End. The Horror Lie. Big Heart has balls as big as his humble heart. It wasn't blamed by chasing women. It was more of a cash grab. The feeling Scott would rather have some harlot than the cutie pie Asian. What's next week's film club? It's Prison. Menthol Gold. Juicy Mark Boy says, what do you think of Starship Troopers and Demolition Man and their ties to the liberalist ideology? Cool, too. Well, that's a very good question. What's up?
Oh, hey, how's it going?
How's it going, Channel 5?
Oh, there's such a demand for me to get on, I thought I might as well.
The people love you, Channel 5. What can I say?
I know.
You're a bona fide star, my friend.
Oh, jeez. So, yeah, you got finished with what? Did you talk about Joker? I got here late, so I missed a bit.
We talked about Joker for quite a bit, yeah. Do you have something you want to say, though? I'd be interested to hear your take, actually.
When I first saw it, I thought it was pretty good. I think over the second watch, it wasn't as impactful.
Yeah.
Like as I recalled when I first saw it. I think that was more of the hype and the build up, and then watching it the second time, there's a bit more disconnect. It was still a solid movie, but
Shut up, buddy. Shut up. My cat's here.
No, I can hear him, but it's all good. No, I'd agree with that, actually. I think I only watched it a second time last night, and I would agree that the second watch isn't as good as the first. But I think it's important to know, like, not all movies benefit from a second watch. Some movies actually don't benefit from it.
Anxious, fidgety, dependent, worrying, emotionally sensitive.
Oh, here comes Zach.
Regret, depressed, second.
Here comes Zach's poetry.
Dislikes change.
okay. I guess I'll just mute that.
Phobic, craves attention, not the risk taken.
But yeah, it's sort of
unadventurous. Does not make friends.
I can't really explain it. I know if like there's a movie that I'm fully invested in through its through basically what I'm seeing, I'll enjoy it like every time I watch it. Yeah.
Some movies just work on a second watch, but some movies don't. Like, I love Good Time and I love the Safdie brothers films. They did Uncut Gems, but rewatching their movies, they're not as good on a rewatch. Because a lot of the effect and a lot of what makes those movies work is the shock, is the impact of like seeing the scenes come out and seeing things happen in real time and kind of piecing the mystery together.
Yeah.
And you know, the thing is, there's something to be said that like maybe the means that they're lesser films and films you can endlessly rewatch, but maybe that just means there's something different. You know, like it's a different approach to filmmaking to like shock your audience, and part of what the appeal of those movies is how shocking and exciting they are. But you really can't recapture that, and you really can't recreate that on a second watch, unless you have like, you know, years apart of rewatching. Like, you know, if the next time I watch Joker is like, you know, 3 years from now, I'll probably enjoy it a lot more than I did last night.
Yeah, I think that I think the message the story's trying to tell is I don't want to say service level, but it doesn't really go in that deep. There's nothing, like on a second rewatch, you're not seeing any hidden clues that would allude you to future events in the film. It's more just like, okay, this happens, and this happens, and thus this happens. There's nothing like in Taxi Driver when he's like talking to himself in the mirror. You can kind of reflect on more that after knowing like how it ends.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It was just something I was thinking about when I was watching it. But it's still a good flick, and I like Drive a lot. I never saw Drive before. That's a very comfortable movie. I think.
Wait, would you say that he is literally you? Perhaps.
He's literally. Well, I was about to say, I think he might be a bit autistic, so that's why I see the connection there. He definitely has.
You think he might just be literally you, my friend?
He's literally me. I identify him. I have the same jacket, but it's from Gap.
Oh, that's good. Let's see here. The magic drive was how spontaneous and loud the action was. When you know it's coming, it doesn't work. I don't know if that's the case. You know, I think maybe a little bit, but I think that the overall feel and effect of it is pretty good enough. And if you can enjoy the music, if you can't really get into like just music and watching some guy and a girl stare at each other for like a minute and a half while just a song plays, you know, if you can't get into that kind of stuff, you probably won't like it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Taxi Driver.
I enjoyed Drive a lot for the tension of the action. That whole beginning scene was
it's very well made.
Very captivating. But Taxi Driver?
Let's see. Oh yes says Taxi Driver was horrible. How can anyone think that's a masterpiece? Menthol Gold counters with Taxi Driver is incredible.
I never said it was a masterpiece, but I do like it. I mean,
it's my favorite movie of all time.
Will we make our last stand, gentlemen?
All right, and then it says it really isn't. It promotes child prostitution and degeneracy. It doesn't. Like, it just displays it. You know, I think it's important to realize that like displaying something isn't promoting it. You know, like showing something in a movie isn't necessarily promoting the idea of it or encouraging it. You know, like it's presented in a way that like makes it seem horrible and terrifying, and not terrifying, but like disgusting and kind of like morally degrading. And like at the end, like the only reason he gets away with what he does is because he, you know, I mean it's arguable whether he lives after the end of the movie, but essentially the only reason he gets away with what he does is because he's doing it to these horrible people who promote child prostitution.
It's not like Lolita or something where it's blatantly propaganda.
Or American Beauty.
Oh god.
They could have made her a wife, make her 12 or whatever. The whole point is that it's supposed to be disgusting. And the thing is, at the time in New York, it was a real thing that was happening. The thing is, a lot of, like, do you look at Taxi Driver and you think, oh, it's like this weird, like, version of New York? That just was New York in the 70s. Like, it was a disgusting, horrible place. And it still is now, but especially in the 70s, like, New York was a shitty fucking place where stuff like that actually happened, you know?
Yeah. Fucking nightmare.
But yeah, no, it's pedophile because it's displaying something that really happened. And I get that. I understand the argument from that you shouldn't be showing this stuff at all on film. But I think it's more important to recognize it and oppose it than to completely ignore it entirely. Especially when it was happening right in front of people like it was in New York in the 70s.
Yeah, I think brought up a pretty good point. It is a very weird... It's a very difficult discussion to make of like what's the difference between art and sending out a message and like
what's the difference
trying to
between
brainwash people into believing something else.
Maybe you know that.
I don't think they pushed it enough. I think they put it in a darker light than what you would assume, and
I think it was also as painting a picture of what New York was like in that time period. I think you really can't do that without acknowledging what happened there and then, you know. And that was just a reality of life back then. It wasn't necessarily a good reality, but it is. I mean, Taxi Driver is not only it's a hyper realistic film, but it's a very realistic depiction of New York at that time period. So,
yeah.
All right. Well, let's see. We've been talking. Speaking of pedophiles, we got Priscilla in the Discord chat. Hello, Priscilla.
Oh, hello. Oh,
Yeah.
did I cut out?
No, you're good. You're good.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, Taxi Driver is a great movie. I think it is my personal favorite film of all time. That's just me. You can disagree with that, but it's my personal favorite movie of all time.
They just get in the hot dog and they eat off the side of the street and they get shot by a black man on the Harlem ball. You know that? They singing the slow music all day long. It's a good time, Taxi Driver,
Is that a recording or
no? That's just some guy. Just some guy doing the job talk. Hey, Channel 5, do you want to know why Taxi Driver is my favorite movie of all time?
Why is that?
Because Robert De Niro in that movie, well, just so you know, he's literally me.
Oh, is he?
He's literally me. Oh.
Yeah.
Not the Goblet of Fire. Oh, I'm sorry. My favorite film of all time is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the greatest Harry Potter film, and the best franchise in film history, frankly. No better movie, no better experience than Harry Potter and the Goblet of and the Prisoner of Azkaban.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of the Harry Potter movies. I think I stopped after like the third one or something like that.
They're okay. They're not terrible, but I wouldn't. Well, no. Actually, the first two I don't think are terrible movies, but 3 onwards are shit. It's the dullest franchise in film history.
Speaking of franchise, what's this talk about? We're going to watch the Fast and Furious movies?
Yeah, we're gonna watch them in order starting around March. Like, I think it's gonna be 10 weeks prior. It'll have to be 11 weeks because there's 11 films we have to watch. But it's 11 weeks. We're gonna watch 1 movie a week per night. We're in order.
Alongside with the film club?
Yes, after the film club movie, we're gonna watch a Fast movie, or maybe before or whatever. But yes, that will be happening. Yes.
Down for that.
Yeah.
Movies are real dog shit. The real dog shit movies are the Lord of the Rings movies. The better.
Was that just some guy came in to bait? Like, I mean, like, if you're gonna call the movies Lord of the Rings movies dog shit, that's fine. I mean, that's an okay opinion to have. I don't necessarily agree with you because I think you're wrong. Because I think they're very well-made movies, but like, you can have that opinion. I don't care. It's not a hill I'm gonna die on because I'm not a fanboy of the Lord of the Rings. I'm not gonna come here and say, "How dare you say that? How dare you, sir? The Lord of the Rings are the best films of all time. You do not say that in my presence. You don't say that. You take that back, you son of a bitch." Like, I don't get on my high horse like this.
I saw some fucking conspiracy video talking about how, like, the Lord of the Rings
Where's my gun?
Is like a metaphor for the Jews destroying, like, media. If you put everything in, like, the all the races are their own our-world races, so black people are orcs, white people are humans, and then the Jews would be hobbits. And how, because in that movie, they destroy all magic. All magic's done for. That's why they have to leave at the end. And it's kind of like this, if you consider it like a post-apocalyptic sort of situation where it's like this world they knew, you know, they had to destroy the ring, so everything magical had to go. That's why, like, all the elves fucking left. And then it's just like, now it's the age of man to control themselves. But it was interesting. I like shit like that. Where it's
That's
just
actually an interesting interpretation, but unfortunately, I actually haven't studied enough to be able to talk to you about it. But I can. It's a cool interpretation. I may have to rewatch the movies thinking about that now. I got some. Let's see. We got some chats in here. Billy Osh, the Taxi Driver, 13-year-old girls. The old Star. Oh yes, as the old Star Wars movies are worse than the 2000s ones. Prove me wrong. If by the 2000s you mean literally the 2000s ones, like the prequels, then yes, you're right. The prequels are better than the original trilogy, and that's a fact.
God, I haven't seen the prequel. Wait, are you talking? I don't know. I don't like any Star Wars. It's all shit.
I like the Star Wars video games and extended universe from the prequel era because they made a bunch of really good video games and books and stuff out of them and TV shows.
Yeah.
I do like the prequels, especially Episode 3 and Episode 1 a lot, actually. I think they're fun little flicks, and they're very creative. But more importantly, there's a ton of really fucking good movies and really good video games that came out that are way more fun than the movies, in my personal opinion.
Battlefront was pretty dope.
Battlefront, Knights of the Old Republic, Republic Commando, Lego Star Wars. Hello? Classic video game right there. You can't deny it.
Glory days.
Yeah. Let's see. The opening scene was kind of strange. What retarded tranny take of Lord of the Rings is this? Dwarves are kikes, man is Christian, elves are pagan. Well, there's your thing. There you go. Good. Fuck elves. Yeah. I think we can all agree. Fuck elves.
Elves are pretty lame.
But yeah. Oh, Channel 5, did you know this? That there's actually, despite what you may know, there's actually 11 Fast and the Furious movies. Did you know that?
There's the
actually,
Hobbs
no, there's
and Shaw.
10. There's 10 actually, because Hobbs and Shaw is the 9th film. But there's also another movie directed by Justin Lin, which came out prior to Tokyo Drift, called Better Luck Tomorrow. And in that movie, it introduces the character of Han, who later appears in Tokyo Drift and the subsequent movies, serving as his origin story. So while not officially a part of the franchise, it is considered within the canon of the Fast and Furious films. So there's technically 10 films in the Fast and Furious franchise.
Okay, riddle me this, because they're bringing back the Asian guy. But he died in Tokyo Drift, right? So isn't it like the Fast and Furious? It's like 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 3, 4, 5, or something like that. Like chronologically, it's all messed up because
chronologically it goes 1, 2, and then Better Luck Tomorrow and 2 kind of take place in the same time, and then it goes 4, then 5, and then 6, and then 3 takes place after the end of 6, before the end credits of 6, and then 7 and 8, and everything else takes place after.
Okay, so now he's back. Did he die again, or?
No, he's still alive. He just never died, I guess. Fast 9, Liddy Kino is back. Dwarves supposed to be Germans. John Cena will be the family. Literally, John Cena is family. He's Vin Diesel's brother. So I'm excited. I'm hyped, bro. It's time.
Is that legit? No. Okay, that was a stupid question. I was like, are you serious? Yeah, I believe it. Fuck it.
We have a very strong arguments between elf defenders and elf disapprovers in the Gunstream chat. I think that's a good quality discussion we should have later. But we're winding down here. Before I go, you got a recommendation for a prison movie for next week at all?
I'll just say this. Elves are always kikey faggots. They'll always screw you over for something else. They're Zionist in their own way.
So, Kathleen Kennedy, you think she's pretty attractive for an older woman, right?
Dope.
I would do that in a
they drink
minute,
and they dig holes. They diggy some So that's some dope ass shit right there.
Can you say that one more time, Joss? I couldn't hear you.
I said Kathleen Kennedy is pretty fine for an older woman. Would you have sex with her?
I would not have sex with Kathleen Kennedy, no.
Well, you're going to be missing out. Because she's going to have no job soon.
Oh, she's going to be begging for that. She's going to turn to her old friend Harvey. Harvey, I've lost. You must help me. Oh, great escape. All right. I'm going to draw the movie. You got an idea? Got any noms before I do that, Channel 5?
Do you have Lockout on there?
Yes, I do.
Cool. Fingers crossed then.
I think every movie on this list is good. I did not put Shawshank Redemption on it because I specifically had a request to not do Shawshank, mostly because everyone has seen it, and I think that's a very reasonable request to make. Maybe that's just me, but... And the rest of these, besides The Great Escape, which has been old enough now that we could rewatch it and no one would give a shit, everything on this list is pretty relatively unwatched, I would say. Besides Cool Hand Luke, I guess.
Green Mile?
I'm going to also disclude Green Mile for the same reason as Shawshank. It's not as popular as Shawshank, but I think everyone's seen it already. No offense.
I keep confusing the two together, to be honest.
The Rock, starring Nicolas Cage and Sean Connery. That's a very good request, actually. Green Elephant is already on there. Green Elephant's on there. You can see what I've selected so far. If I can zoom in. Killers is here. Hey, who will nominate Green Elephant? Green Elephant is in there. Omar territory. He's in there. Get your levels up. I have his levels up pretty high. He's at normal volume, so don't know what else I can do. All right, I'm gonna generate this movie. Let's do this. What's it gonna be? Death Warrant. Death Warrant. Ooh, Jean-Claude Van Damme in Death Warrant. A maverick detective goes undercover in a prison to find out why so many prisoners are dying there. He's part of a highly organized and lucrative trade in human organs. And once his cover is blown, it looks as though he's next for the chop. Wow. Now that sounds like a fucking movie. Maybe that's just me. That sounds like a fucking movie. Death Warrant, starring
John who?
Starring Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh shit!
A maverick detective goes undercover in a prison to find out why so many prisoners are dying there. He discovers it's all part of a highly organized and lucrative trade in human organs. And once his cover is blown, it looks as though he is next for the chop.
Oh, that sounds fucking dope.
It does sound pretty dope.
That's Kino.
Ace. Yeah, I'm sorry I got distracted. Somebody was insulting my T levels, and I had to just lay it out straight that I'm still living with my parents.
Well, we got ourselves this movie for next week. Make the threads for this, and we'll see you later. I'm gonna switch right over to Gunstream though, and we're watching a movie.
I keep cutting out. Okay, god damn it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get over to the next movie. We'll see you there, Channel 5.
Okay, see you there.
Alright, everyone, thanks for coming out. It was fun to talk to everyone, fun to see everyone on YouTube. But for now, I'm going to go home. If you want to come watch the movies with us, it's at the Gunstream. I'll post the link to that in the chat before I leave. We're going to be watching a movie or two there. We're going to watch a movie, though, right away, so be prepared for that. Alright, we'll see you later there, guys. Have a good one.